Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, how y'all doing this morning? Man, I am super excited about being with y'all this morning. Good morning, Sun Slappers. I am Mr. Trusted Process. You are watching my YouTube page. This is a quick short. I am beginning Sun Slapper Edition again. We gonna make sure that this is season one, right? We're gonna make sure this is season one, episode one. We're gonna start it all over again. It's something we have been doing for quite some time, around this particular peak moment in time between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. I experienced some things where it's come to my understanding that that's the best time that to really get into your focus, into your prayer life, and that God is calling you to do some amazing things. So he is calling you during those particular points and times between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. because it's a quiet time. And so Dr. Miles Monroe is where I got that revelation from. And I'll share that with you and I'll put those into the comments. But I wanted to, this is basically 10 minutes of pure just what we're manna that we get you started throughout your day that you could wake up to and say, hey, listen, or whenever you catching this throughout the day, right? So this is on my YouTube page. And if it's something here that you find that helps you, all I ask is that you help somebody else by sharing and subscribing to it. Again, this is Sun Slapper Edition. This is something we do between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning, no matter where we at in the country, no matter where we at in the world, whatever time zone we in, that's what we in. And then Dr. Eric Thomas, this is about 8, maybe 9 years ago. He would get up at 3 a.m. And it took me a minute to kind of understand what they were talking about. But when I got the spiritual connection to this thing, I was like, well, let me share it amongst my people too. So they could take a great advantage of, what's going on and the ability to tap into God and what he's doing for them individually, what he possibly could be giving you during this particular point in time. Because if you're not tapped in, you're not tapped in. And you want to be tapped in. You want to be able to have that deeper connection. So if you're looking for that space, that time where you're just saying, hey, I need to reconnect, or I need to refocus, or he may be using me to intercede for somebody else, or there's some type of spiritual battle that he want me to engage in covering in my community and uncovering in my family and even in covering in me. There's some time where I need to thank God more, where I could just be a little bit more intimate with him and really move in the space that he needs me to move in. 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is that particular point in time. And so, my gym doesn't open up to 5 a.m. And so it's a perfect time. And I'm gonna tell you how I started. This is the God honest truth. This is the God honest truth on how I got to this point, right? My wife is a morning person, right? Like she is a morning person. She gets up at the crack of dawn. Like it's 3 in the morning. Like she has to get up and start preparing herself. And so I was a night owl, folks. It didn't happen like this overnight. It did not just, hey, I just magically made this happen. No, it didn't happen like that. Man, I tell you, and I was telling my wife this morning, I said, I've learned to take my disadvantages and make them my advantage. That's one of my gifts. I could take something that's completely set to design to destroy me and make it an advantage to what I have to do out in the world. And that's one of my gifts. And so I was a night hawk, man. I just be up late at night. That was just my thing. I was up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't go to sleep, and then I'll sleep all the way up to about 11 o'clock. And that's when my day was getting started. But I had to flip that thing. And once I learned how to take advantage of the fact of getting up when my wife got up, and then looking at it and then studying it and then looking at, studying some of the greats and how they moved and how they operated, and it was between them hours, man, of 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. where they began to start their day and get motivated and stay plugged and had all that energy to keep going and 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 going. And so that's exactly what, I turned my disadvantage into an advantage. And so it was just pressed upon my heart to even today. I just to break out the stuff today from the set and say, hey, okay, listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to start Sun Slappers again. Season, 1. Even though we, done it before, whatever, but this is the official season 1. And this is what we're going to bring. And I'm going to do 10 minutes, maybe about 10 or 15 minutes of just a specific topic to kind of get you to where you need to be and help you, in hopes that it helps you, because it helped me. And you can watch this at 3, or you watch it live with me from the YouTube page or Facebook, or you can, or pick it up in the afternoon. No matter where you pick it up, the information that you're going to get from it is going to be powerful. It's going to be impactful. It's going to be something for your life, right? It's going to be something that we are solution driven. If you in my camp, if we together, if we going through this thing called life together, my community, the community that I'm involved in, the people that I'm attracted to, the people that I think God is calling to listen to me, is that we solution driven, right? We are the ones that just say, hey, listen, we know what the problem is. We understand what the problem is. We don't want to spend too much time dwelling on it. But what we want to do, we want to be effective, and we want to be impactful. We want to be able to say, okay, listen, I get it. I understand it. I don't want to keep complaining about it. I don't want to keep any of that. What is the solution? And then we also want to connect with other people who can get us, who have a separate gift, but that's uniquely designed to help us with the solution, to making sure that we can push the ball down the field, right? I am a teammate. That's just what I grew up in. That's just the family and the community and type of lifestyle that I grew up in, of being a good teammate, and then understanding my role and then perfecting that role. That's so when it's my time and my play is called, that I'm ready. And don't forget, hey, if you haven't got with my partner, Mike Sears is my podcast partners on Say It With Your Chest. And we air on Thursdays, and he got a book out called Malfunction. And you got to cop that. Is on Amazon right now. Malfunction, MALE function. His new book is out, and he gives football analogies all the way through and through, because that's what that's how we grew up in. We grew up in that type of environment, that football, we are one, all in this thing together. And so, listen, this is just what this is about. And if this is the community for you, please press that like, share, subscribe button. Please go to the YouTube page, like Gil Garrett. Like the YouTube page. You're going to learn a little bit more about me in the morning. Sometimes we just going to pray. Sometimes we're just going to listen to some music. Sometimes we just, whatever the Spirit is leading us to do at this particular point in time at 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning, that's exactly what we're going to do. That is exactly what we're going to do. And then we're going to go work out. We're going to get these bodies into shape. We got to press these temples, man. We have to start, if you haven't already, taken care of your body, if you haven't already, or if you fell off or any of that, this is the place you can keep starting over and over and over and over and over again, until you get it to a point where you don't have to start over no more. So you don't have to start over no more. And that's no more. I said it, no more. So again, this is Sun Slapper edition. Again, we're going to do 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes, no more than that. And we just going to give you solid information here. This is just the introduction. I'll be your host, Gil Garrett, Mr. Trust the Process. You can go to the YouTube page, go to the Facebook page, Trust in the Process. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on all social media platforms, because this is a community of people who have learned to trust the process and trust their process. And then maybe people are trying to work through what their process is and trying to figure out in their mind what they got to do to kind of, again, move the ball down the field. What do they have to do? And then sometimes it's not just necessarily moving down the ball down the field. A lot of times, sometimes it's just holding the clock, holding the time. Sometimes it's just being still. Whatever it may be for you, we're going to get to it together. All right. So thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm always going to leave you a little something. I'll leave you with this, if you don't mind. God has a tendency of picking up a nobody to become somebody in front of everybody without asking anybody. God has a tendency of picking up a nobody God has a tendency of picking up a nobody to become somebody in front of everybody without asking nobody. Is that nobody you? Is that nobody you? Because that nobody was once me. And when I say turn that thing around for me, you can do it for you too. This Sun Slappers, baby. I'm Gil Garrett. Welcome. Like, share, subscribe. I see you in the morning, guys. Will. Because we got things to do. Peace.